Hello, everyone. Welcome to Live from Beyond. I'm Kevin. I'm GMing tonight, and we are playing Eternal Lies. This is going to be I'm not sure which episode of Eternal Lies this is. It's a lot. We're going to be doing Bangkok, the city in, I guess, Siam or Thailand, depending on where you're from. Anyways, these guys are the players. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, and I'm playing Detective Damon Smoke. He's started out as not so dark and not so mysterious. Since the beginning, he's learned that he's been involved with this for longer than he originally thought, having partaken in the drug that the cult is producing, which has erased a few years of his life after the death of his family and so on. And so now he's taken on this quest both as a Knight of Malta and as a do-gooder detective to try to take this cult down.
Here. My name is Kim. I'm playing Nicola Saliba, a criminal by trade, and I left Malta with a series of cult hunters to go to Bangkok and, see what all this is about.
Right. So it's been a little while since we played. Just to bring everybody back up to speed, the investigation started out in New York and Los Angeles, or in Savannah, where you guys met some members of a former cult. Apparently, something happened back in the back in 1925 or thereabouts. Some kind of horrific event at a farmhouse in Los Angeles. You traveled to Los Angeles and visited the farmhouse, tracked some clues, eventually to the modern ends of the cult, which were operating in Los Angeles in a mansion. Lots of terrible things happened in that mansion, but when you left in a hurry. And I think there was an explosion.
What happened to Michael's character?
Well, not sure. Let's see. He left after Los Angeles.
That's right. We got into a big fight.
Got into a big fight, yeah.
That's right. The group got into a huge fight amongst ourselves. There was fighting and shooting and...
Right. The
people might have been threatened with a knife.
Yeah.
The original case was put to you by a woman who wanted you to investigate her father, who was, part of a series of cult hunters which were at Janet Winston Rogers, whose father was at the scene of this terrible event back in 1925 or thereabouts, and she's sort of been your benefactor since. Following some clues from Los Angeles, you flew to Mexico City. Eventually found another leg of the cult, sort of obsessed with producing music from strange alien mouths. More bad stuff happened, and you followed some clues from there to the jungles of the Yucatan. You're looking good, Jacob. Or Dave. To the jungles of Yucatan, where they had launched an expedition to try to find out. So this cult is not exactly sure the true identity of the entity that they are worshiping.
So we found out that it's split, that they're kind of trying to worship multiple deities, and one of them's a liar.
Well, so they all worship the same deity, but
right.
None of them are sure who it is. They have some different theories. So some of them, think it's... So they all sort of call it the liar. Anyways, you went to Yucatan, ventured into the jungle, found a weird pyramid, and possibly were able to question some sort of ancient elder entity from beyond time and space, who may or may not have torn one of your companions asunder and consumed his soul far in the future.
I know that that was the important part. But remember, there was a creature that would travel around eating people by the pyramid. Are we just not going to talk about that?
Oh yeah, that's true. There's a lot of fucked up things happening. I'm trying to hit the broad strokes here.
Michael shot Kitty and then left. I remember that one.
You guys then went to so there's a few clues that I wanted to highlight. The clue that you found in Mexico City was that
Just you can display the Luz Discos receipt if you want to show it. Okay.
Oh, is it on there?
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's a under clues Mexico City Luz Discos receipt. This was one of our. So just to kind of explain to our audience, there is a certain like sound that induces the production of this drug, nectar, right? Something along that line. And this young man, Daniel Lohman, from Bangkok, put in an order for a bunch of them.
right. So we haven't even actually touched on nectar.
Or a bunch of the drug or the music that produces the.
Dave, he ordered the music, right? So it was because it was put to the recording, right? So basically, the recording was done by this lady that had multiple mouths, and it was actually one of the things that I think drove one of us insane was when he was able to figure out that this had to be recorded by like the same person with like, and it couldn't be done with one mouth, sort of, right? So when we actually found her, we ended up killing her, but at the same time, there was a whole bunch of records and recordings, and we tried to get rid of them as many as we can. We ended up running, away from Mexico because we killed the chick and we moved on. And so from Mexico, we decided to move on to the Yucatan, which is where there was hints aplenty that there's like a lot of messed up stuff going on there. So what I was saying is after we traveled around the pyramid and may or may not have encountered it, so we kind of traveled through time and space for a little while, maybe.
Well, right.
Technically, we were always traveling through time and space.
We were all like pretty insane. So like how legit it was, like a group hallucination.
Oh, but, no, it's real. You guys also okay,
yeah. So I remember how that ended. So anyway, we talked to a like a being, right? And essentially, he kind of told us that we like messed up, or we tried to leave, but we couldn't. And so he was like, "You just have to like give us a sacrifice." And we had a stupid guy that we could have given to him, but instead one of our own members decided that he wants to save his friends.
It was too much, and
so he stayed behind while the rest of us got thrown like 2 weeks back into the past
from before you started.
From before we wandered into the jungle, and we started and we got the fuck out of there because I think we were told to do so. And we didn't want to encounter our old selves, right? It was kind of because we figured in 2 weeks they'd be gone anyway, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so we went to Malta.
Right. So one thing I was trying to highlight is in each location there's been a sort of a larger clue that I will call attention to now. So in Mexico City, deep in the I guess under the recording studio. You found that the liar from beyond, who's the entity that's being worshipped, his body rests in the devouring mountain. Okay. Next, you found out from this ancient entity, Golgoroth, he was able to impart into you a single word.
The Moth mouth was the Moth of devouring mouth.
Right. Well, that he's not the entity.
Right.
But also that the entity's name is Yagolanak.
Golanak.
Right. And then in Malta, there's a particular clue that I don't want to say it wrong, but it was something like the mall will open under the stars on the Devouring Mountain.
The mall only opens when the new moon shines from the clear sky.
That's right. That's right. So
shit's fucked, dude.
Should be crystal clear for you, Dave.
Yeah.
And just to touch upon the nectar, right? Nectar is this drug that has immediate contact upon ingestion, right? Touching it does nothing. It's just, I think, ingestion.
Ingestion, yeah.
And it sort of makes you I don't know, compliant with everything, and sort of puts you in this erotic state of having sex with everything.
Okay.
And
It's quite potent.
yeah, and so it makes you. In addition to it, like warns like more. And it's also how it's created. It's part biological, and it's created as the saliva from these mouths that are giant with their tongues and
It's not very.
no.
And it's only made while this like certain music is being played or something like that. The music was instrumental to
So,
the creation.
the music was somehow important. I can't exactly
The
remember.
music sort of enhances the whole
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying to find my notes. I remember it like
High on nectar. Listen to some weird music. I mean,
Yep.
You
Gotta
gotta kind of set the right mood, get the vibe just so
right.
to maximum nectar production.
Mount Kalash, right, Kev? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I think that's the mountain. Okay.
But I don't think you guys know where Mount Kalash is exactly.
Just never asked how we're supposed to know.
Mount Kalash is the devouring mountain, or this is a different mountain.
We're not sure.
That remains.
Right. So you guys have use of Janet Winston Rogers' plane, of course, and you've been traveling to Bangkok. The last adventure ended on a bittersweet note. Yet another one of your companions departed this plane of existence, perhaps for the better. Fritz, sort of sacrificed himself to destroy the mouth under the warehouse in Valletta, Malta, and I guess Nicola, you joined the team in Malta, and this may not be your first idea of a vacation, but here you are. I'm interested in figuring out how you're dealing with that. Damon, you've been dealing with this for a long time. It seems to keep getting deeper and deeper. What is Damon like on the plane ride? What's his demeanor? What's he doing? I mean, Kitty, everyone's there. You can talk to them if you want, but what's your...
So I guess the one thing that would be, I guess, more obvious to other people is that like Damon doesn't seem to pay attention to his physical injuries because he had a broken leg or like a very injured leg at the end of when we were leaving Malta, right? As we decided to get out because we had this whole fight with the tongues, and before Fitz decided that he was going to kamikaze himself into the tongues, Damon took a bunch of like really bad hits, and so like even though Damon is you see like some of his, I don't know, like fingers are like bent backwards or whatever, and like leg is like at a awkward angle, like he's just like sitting there kind of like not paying attention to those. Just he has like a little notebook that he constantly keeps like scratching in and like looking through them as like blood seeps from like, or like dried blood is like around in like certain area around him, doesn't even bother to like clean it up. So that's kind of like Damon's state of mind.
Okay, cool. And Nicola, what's your general reaction in the flight from Malta after the intense explosion beneath the warehouse?
Well, so I guess Nicola is the type that like can't really help but ask the questions that maybe everybody else thought like are better to go unasked.
Sure.
So he's been kind of like probing the other members about what happened, what it's all about, and trying to get a sense for what exactly is going on. He doesn't quite understand, and people might not be like too inclined to like give him the whole rundown. But
so if I think at this point, sorry, Ken, I was going to say if Nicola asks any questions to Damon directly, Damon will just kind of like just answer everything, right? Like kind of like
So,
in
so I'll set the scene here. So you've taken off from Malta in the Silver Sable. The engines are whirring, and Frank Kearns is in the front seat, piloting away. He looks relatively awake, but you can never be sure. Janet Winston Rogers, I believe, is still in Mexico City. Anyways, not important. But everybody else, Kitty's gone to sleep. The rest of the crew seems to take to their seats and bed in for the night as you soar through the air. But Nicola, you can see Damon sitting under a lamp at his little table there, just like you see papers all around, like string is connected between like pictures, and like he's like scribbling stuff down. There's like red circles everywhere, and like you can see the sleep underneath his eyes, but they're like bloodshot, and his hand just never stops moving.
Sure. So Nicola kind of like takes the seat across from Damon and goes, "Are you all right?" And he points towards injured leg.
So Damon looks down towards his leg, and he's like, he sort of looks back at Nicola, and he says, "Honey shop, you're right, Nicola." And he just scribbles something. He's like, "The honey shop. Oh my god." He's like, "Why did I think of that?" And he picks up another pin and pins it to the to whatever board he was looking at, and ends up writing something. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, this is." He's like, "That's an excellent suggestion." And he kind of looks between he's trying to link two things on a map and on another document in his hand.
Nicholas says, "Perhaps you can explain to me what is so important. I'm not sure I quite understand."
Damon says, "It's all in. The next step is in Siam." Nicola is like, "Look, according to him," and he points to I actually don't remember his name. We know who SS is, right, Kev?
I'm not sure you do. You might.
Yes, we do. What do you mean we don't?
Okay,
We do.
up to you.
Okay. Okay, then I'm
not
not
gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, I don't have his name, but basically he points to the testament of the dripping mouths, and he's like, "Look, we knew we had to go to Bangkok. We should just gone there first. What was in Malta? Just another production, right? They're trying to get more followers here, and so out of character, for the viewers and for everybody involved, it says, "I extend the invitation to you and indeed to any of your followers, although I'm certain you will not accept to fight in our rights in Bangkok. You may instruct your disciples to present themselves at the fragrant honey shop in the Fra Necrom, saying to the doorman, 'I've come to join with the circle of excess.'" And it's signed SS. So Damon's like, between that, he says, and Daniel Lohman placing the orders for the music. He's like, "That's so obvious. That's where it all started. That's where it has to end, right?" And he
says, that is where that monster came from?
I said, no. He's like, that's no, not. And he leans down to you, and he's like, "Kolonak." Is like, no. Says maybe that's where we first found him. I don't know.
I'm not sure I follow Smoke. What is Kolonak?
Oh shit. He says, "All right, well, you saw the right? I don't know how many people are around. Are we on a plane? Is that
You're on the plane.
what?
You're on the plane. This is
Okay. All right. So Damon's being discreet. Not.
Well, it's our own plane, right? It's own.
Yeah, it's your plane. Yeah,
uh,
it's Janet Winston Rogers' private
Right.
plane, which you are using.
There aren't all of these people.
No,
Right.
right. Yeah, no, this is just
It's like so. It's like you saw the mouths, right? You saw what
Yes.
Fritz had to do to get rid of them. He says Golinak is there. Is where they come from. He's
And
there.
He is in
He-
Bangkok.
She what? No, that's not where he is. That's where the people are that listen to him, that do what he says. I think, and he like looks back, like he like starts to like flip pages in his like notebook. It's like I think I'm missing a page.
Why would anybody want to associate with this?
And like Damon like just goes like this, and he like pulls out like a little thing. It's like a little vial of nectar. He's like, this is why, Nicola, and he like tucks it back in.
That is the substance.
It is.
Why do you carry that?
Um, as a reminder to myself, I think
Is it not dangerous?
it's very dangerous. It's for so that Fitz can inspect it later when he has the time. And he like goes back to when he goes back to like looking through his notebook. Oh, Fritz. I'm sorry, not Fitz. Fritz.
I'm sorry, my friend. I don't think Fritz will be expecting that.
Well, then Harvey will take a look at it. Whatever.
They, perhaps, Damon, you should get some sleep while we are on our way.
Damon looks down, and so he like he looks at his watch, but his watch is not there. So he like just kind of looks at his wrist for a little while. He says, maybe you're right, Nicola. Just ask Gus to avoid any turbulence. And he like lays back down, and, like lays down on his bed, and like tries to close his eyes.
Nicola will kind of shake his head, and as he turns back towards his own seat, he can't help himself, and he grabs one of the books in Damon's pile and
One of the books.
starts flipping through it.
Which book is this? Do you want to pick one or?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah,
Bad boy.
Nicola wouldn't be able to tell one from the other, so he just kind of grabs one from the middle of the stack, maybe.
So yeah, Dave, you see that there's a number of ill-gotten gains that the team has acquired in the form of books of ancient, lore, and they're under the in the journal there. Okay, so any particular one, or you want to eeny, meeny, miny, moe it, or what?
Yeah, just you pick one at random, or I don't know. You have one that you
Here, why don't you roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why don't you roll a 10-sided die? Let's see what happens.
2.
A 2, okay.
Fishing in the River of Stars.
Fishing the River of Stars, yeah.
So as Nicola grabs the book, Damon looks up and he says, "I don't think Fritz was done with it yet. So just don't ruin any pages."
Nicholas says that. Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Right. Okay, and so Nicola's going to peruse this book?
Yeah, he kind of walks back to his seat where he was sitting before and starts flipping through the.
So maybe I just don't remember, Kim. But what was Nicola's reaction to like the supernatural shit that was happening last session?
If I remember correctly, he was shocked, but his curiosity got the best of him, and he stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm just trying to find. Hold on, I have some of the UCLA books. Okay, so you are perusing Fishing the River of Stars?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can you make a stability test?
Can I?
Also, a little character question, Kev. What are we doing in terms of refreshing abilities and all that? We're just gonna wait.
We should refresh abilities, yeah.
Okay, including sanity
Oh,
and
well, of course, no, not sanity.
not sanity,
You never-
stability.
sanity is
Right,
never
right.
refreshed.
Never
Never will
sanity's
be.
never refreshed. Right, stability.
Yeah, stability you can refresh.
Okay.
Oh, then two.
Okay, so you're okay. You read this book. Of course, we can. If you want to look at it in the journal and maybe paraphrase after a moment. But yeah, that's you're okay. You succeed. Okay. So the plane, after a long journey, it's not very. It's a long way from Malta to Bangkok. You have to make a couple stops in between, but eventually you reach Bangkok, the airfield, and the team begins to make plans. Kitty and the rest decide that they're going to try to establish, find some lodgings and get their bearings. But Damon has other ideas.
Yeah. As everybody's talking about lodging, Damon's like, "What? We have the plane. We can sleep in the plane. It's not a problem. It's like we can either. What about Franakron or we can go to uh uh just straight to Bangkok or Siam.
Well, so you're in Siam is the country, Bangkok
Oh,
is the
sorry,
city.
Bangkok. Yeah.
So you're in Bangkok. You're in Bangkok. The plane has landed, but so are you guys probably gonna head out to do some early investigation before the rest of the team catches up with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, maybe these places are around.
Keep losing.
Okay. Yeah. Looks like his camera's cutting out.
I think it's because he's on hotel Wi-Fi. Is
Fair
it still
enough.
the case?
Okay. So you there, Dave? Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So right. So Kitty and Harvey decide to head out and see if they can find a hotel. I guess sort of leaving Damon and Nicola to do it as they will. What is how's Damon after a night of sleep? Is he...
Oh, like a little better, but I think the he's still very engrossed in his like notebook, and he's kind of looking through, and at one point he like tugs Nicola, and he's like, "We should see if this place is still around."
So Nicola's kind of like dozed off with this book. He like awakens. He's like, "Huh? Hummingbirds? No."
Damon looks at it, he's like, "That's a good one, the Three Mouths Advisor," and he like does like a little wink to Nicola.
Whatever you think is best, Damon.
I think the next course of action is to see if this recruitment is still happening. Right? How old is this book?
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna refresh. I don't see.
Sure.
Now we're cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying that we should check out, see if this place is still around. This book, I'm sure, is a few years old by now, or I guess about a year old. If it's still out there and recruiting, then we might want to come back in force. Maybe come back with some firepower. Come back with Harvey and Kitty and Santiago.
You're the expert, my friend. Lead the way.
All right, so let's see. Does like Damon speak Thai? The answer is no.
Nope.
So what sort of is there like a tourism center or something along the lines near the airport where we land? Is there any? I could use skills for this, right?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, just to since it's been a while since we played Cthulhu. In general, I want you guys to ask for spends. For this first session, I might recommend them if they're around.
Okay, so basically, I'm gonna try spending a point in maybe preparedness.
So I have streetwise.
Streetwise, that's way better.
As far as like if we're just kind of sort of I guess trying to generally find our way. Nicola's been in and out of a variety of cities. Don't know, is Siam like a French colony or something like that?
I'm not sure. Maybe originally.
Anyways, yeah. I guess is there a streetwise spend here maybe to find our way, or well, my?
So you guys are trying to find what exactly?
I guess we're trying to find this place, right?
Well, I mean, I think having maybe some sort of guide or something would be nice too, right? If there's any sort of tourism center or something along the line where we can cheaply hire somebody that'll
get some kind of rickshaw driver who can also serve as our comedic relief.
You guys step out into the you step out of the airport into the crowded streets of Bangkok. People are everywhere. Even more than in Mexico City or in Los Angeles. The streets are just crowded, and there are some sort of rickshaws, but most people seem to be on foot. A lot of them seem to wear traditional Thai garb, but a lot of them also seem to be dressed in Western clothing. Guys don't seem too out of place here, but everywhere there's just noise and people talking and sights and smells of this sort of strange place to you guys. It's almost probably late morning, and the streets are just sort of bustling, especially here near the center of the city.
So Nicola knows Italian and French. So between that and I guess if I can spend a point in Streetwise, or maybe just having Streetwise is enough, I'll listen around to see if I can hear somebody who's speaking a language that I understand, and then try to maybe ask them for some directions.
Okay, yeah. So you managed to find a couple of people, one of which speaks Thai and German, and a German who also speaks French. So it just so happens that you think you can,
associative property.
Play telephone with these people. Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah. I mean, if that's the best we can find, then that's what we have to do with. So. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I like look at Damon for what I should try to ask these pair.
The Franacron region. Franacron.
Yeah, so I'll try to get directions to.
Sure. So they nod. They seem to have. The guy seems to have recognized Franacron or Nakan. Says, but he said in French, is there some place specifically you're looking for in Franacron?
Oh, the fragrant honey shop.
Yeah.
He converses with the other man for a minute. There seems to be some confusion. The guy's like, no, and he's like, yeah, and he says, you want to buy honey?
Say no. We're looking for a particular store
with honey.
I look back at Damon and make sure that I have it right. Like the freaking honey shop. Is it an actual honey shop?
I mean, I assume it's a nectar shop, so looks like honey. Who knows? I say no. It has to be, the fragrant honey shop. That name.
Yeah, so I'll tell the German very specifically this store.
He says, okay, hold on. In German accented French.
Hold on.
And he turns around and they converse for another moment. It seems like there's some more confusion, and then it seems like there's some agreement. And the man says, Okay, he says he'll take you to his brother who lives in Franakan. He might know a good honey shop there.
Say, okay, yeah, let's go.
Okay, I don't speak the language, so I just follow Nicole.
I say, let's go with this guy. We'll get to Franakan, and then we'll find our way from there. We'll see if we can get some better directions there. I don't know if we have some money. I'll give the guys both a couple of, I don't know, Bangkok dollars, whatever they.
Sure, yeah, you exchange some money. He nods, and he starts leading you through the crowds away.
Just try to follow as best as we can, I guess.
Okay, sure. So, not to belabor the point, you guys you travel through the city, down a couple of streets, down a couple more. It's safe to say you're not really sure how to get back, but you're on your way. After a few, maybe 20 minutes of walking, you stop in a house. The guy goes inside and comes back out with another guy. They have a short discussion, and they start trying to discuss with you exactly what you want. But apparently there's a language barrier.
Bring back the German.
Yeah, and so they're they're frantically gesturing what do you guys do?
Sorry, they're gesturing at what?
At you guys, trying to just discern what you need exactly.
Yeah. So I'll say again in French, I guess, right? Speaking real slowly. I need to go to this store, and I'll say, the what is it? The fragrant honey shop, right? Or honey
fragrant
pot.
Nope, that's that.
Oh, you're getting honey potted.
Fragrant honey shop.
The fragrant honey shop.
Right. So they seem to not quite get it. They need some kind of.
Can I use a point in flattery, perhaps?
Okay.
Or I have a bargain. Maybe I can kind of show the guy look, I appreciate it a lot if I could find this place, and I show a couple of bills.
No. So the problem is that they don't quite understand what you are looking for.
Hold on,
friend?
Say I'm trying to meet somebody at this place.
Okay. 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 Yeah, you can spend a point of bargain. That's fine. So they seem to converse amongst themselves for a moment, and then nod, and the guy sort of beckons you forward and leads you back off into the streets.
All right, we'll follow.
All right, so the bustle sort of thins out a bit. You guys are not quite in the center of the city anymore. There's an area a little more run down, a little less populated. It looks like the people here are not quite as rich, and he leads you over to a storefront. It looks like it's got some sweets in the front. It's got writing on a placard, but you can't read it. There's a man standing in the front, and other people milling about, but nobody seems to stand really too close to this store. Right around.
Okay, and it does it look like the guy's selling honey or something like that?
It looks like he's selling sweets. Like candies and cookies and things.
All right, well let's ditch this guide.
Yeah, I look at Damon, look at the store, and I'm like, do you think this is it?
So is the guide still with us?
I mean, if you pay him money, he'll just
yeah, no, I'll just pay him money and let him go.
Okay.
So I was like, I say this.
So the store is there. It's up against a couple of the stores, but there is an alleyway down the side of it.
Okay. Is there any sort of lettering that we can read, right, in any languages?
There's like a
Between the two of us?
Coca-Cola sign in the back of the shop.
Uh,
So as you like look around, sort of grasping for straws, you notice a man sort of dressed in more Western clothing, sitting on a bench on the opposite side of the street.
okay. Is he Caucasian?
He
I mean, is he a native sitting in Western clothes, or
no,
no,
he's
we're not?
yes, he's Caucasian.
All right. So after hanging out for a little while, I kind of try to see if who goes in and out of the shop and whatever. Do people actually go into the shop?
So people come up to the front. It looks like every once in a while,
Okay.
and someone will buy a sweet or two. But other than that, it seems
Not
like
popular.
not especially booming.
Okay.
All right, here. I'll go over to this guy. The gentleman, and I'll ask him in French, I guess. Say, excuse me, could you help me, perhaps?
The answer's no, motherfucker. Oh wait, Dave is sort of lying.
Jacob will look up at Nicola and hello. Maybe I could help you. What do you need?
Say, do you know the store? I point over at the sweet shop.
Oh, guess not. All right. So what are you doing, Dan?
He fades out of existence and
So-
Nicola goes
Yeah,
insane.
We might have to cut this short at some point because we're on some technical difficulties. But
So I just see if I can just kind of look around the alley. If I could need to spend a point in shadowing or something along the or stealth, I could do so. But just kind of see if I can like look to the side of the alley without maybe sneak in there without being seen, just to see if there's anything worth noticing there.
right. So you notice as you look down the alley that there's sort of the alley is not too deep. It's pretty narrow, and it goes down and sort of turns. There's a door on the side, and you can see a man sort of like standing. He looks sort of conspicuous. He's sort of standing near the door. He's kind of shrouded.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go there. I just wanted to like see if I can peek in, see what's going on right along that line.
Okay. All right.
Jacob.
So, Nicola, you said to Jacob. Nope.
Yeah, I asked him if he knows the store.
Dave cut out to me again.
If you want, Dave, maybe try not to share your video if that's like too much for the meager hotel bandwidth.
How do I?
If you go over to options, the little like gear, my settings, and you scroll down, there's there's an option of what you want to broadcast, and you can make it just voice. I'm wondering if it's a bandwidth issue. Maybe if you just do your voice, then
Sure.
you can at least talk to us.
Okay. So Damon. So what else are you doing? So you sort of look down the alley.
So I keep a close eye as to, who, if anybody, walks down the alley. Because I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time there. Maybe at most an hour, right? Just kind of like mulling around, trying to not look too noticeable.
So so you can give me a shadowing roll. Okay, yeah. So you sort of you peer just a bit too long at one point down the alley, and you realize you're gonna have to play this off as wanting to buy something from the shop. And the man standing there, and he says something in Thai to you, and he holds out like a small sweet.
Okay, yeah, I say two.
Okay. So he takes out another one, and he holds up 3 fingers.
Okay, so I like count out 3 monies
Okay.
of the one variety.
Sorry, so 1 second. Dave, can you hear us? Can you try to say something?
Yeah.
I guess not. We tried.
All right. Well, we'll go a couple more minutes. If our connection clears up, then we will keep going. Otherwise, we'll probably end in, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. He gets a small piece of cloth and sort of wraps them up to you and hands them to you, and takes the cash.
Everybody but Kevin.
Amanda next to him. Yep.
I just heard Dave.
Oh, I didn't hear Dave.
Yeah, turn on.
It's like
It's
breaking
video
and
off.
stuff like that. Yeah. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be making a difference.
Yeah.
So he
Sorry, guys.
he actually he seems like he gets an idea. He switches tacks, and he tries to talk to you in another language. This one sounds like Italian.
I don't really speak Italian. I say English. English.
He goes, "Oh yes, English."
Oh my god! I was like, hey. Also, I say, what are these things? And I like kind of try to play off the things.
He says, "Special sweets from my shop."
I said, what are they made out of?
He says, "Oh, they are honey, of course."
I say, how? Wow, this is, so I like just opened one and it's like a lollipop or something along the line.
Yeah, so it smells fragrant. Smells like jasmine and honey and maybe some other kind of floral scent.
So I just kind of like opened it up and just start eating it like pretty much right away. And I was like, oh wow, this is really good. I tell him, I was like, I've seen a lot of these shops, but yours just seems like it has like a smell to it, like this. I like smell the lollipop. I'm like, this is really good. And if there's any sort of, is there like flattery? I do have some of that. Oh yeah, let's go with that. Like a skill of flattery. I was like, how long have you guys been around?
He says, we have been open for several years. You are a connoisseur?
Oh no, absolutely not. I was like, I'm just visiting the country.
He says, but I see you keep some honey around your neck.
I was like, oh no, and I like kind of like tuck it in. I say, no, this is that's not honey. And I like kind of
his like
look
obsequious smile like fades for a moment. He says, I see. Well, what brings you to Bangkok?
Say, so when he says that, I kind of on purpose, but pretending like it's not on purpose. Like my hand like goes up to the necklace where I had like the nectar, and I kind of like hold on to it. I say, "Oh, just visiting, just visiting some, the country and touristy."
Mm-hmm. His smile returns in full unsettling mode, and he nods and he says, "Well, tell your friends to visit the fragrant honey shop."
I say, yeah, sure. What time are you guys open?
He says, open until sunset.
So yeah, great. I actually came with a few companions.
Right. So, Dave, it looks like your connection's working all right there. You wanna try again? Oh,
Do I want to talk?
I can hear you.
You jinxed it there, Kevin.
I did, I guess. All right, Dave's connection looks terrible. We're gonna try anyway.
It's great as long as he doesn't talk and people don't talk to him.
Fair enough. Okay, so we'll try this one time, and then
One last shot.
Yeah, one last shot. So, Nickel, you walk over to this man, and you said what?
I asked him if he knew the shop.
As soon as Nicola kind of motions to the honey shop, Jacob's eyes will narrow a little bit and look at Nicola, and then the shop that he motioned at, and have you come?
Yeah.
Freaking.
All right.
Am I going again?
Well,
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to drop off. I don't want
you
to.
can't win them all.
I'm killing you
All right.
guys.
Well, a bit of a shorter stream tonight, but
This is just.
I
I'm
guess
sorry.
we'll just probably
Don't worry about it.
We'll probably try to pick it up next week, and we'll have a better connection, and we can go from there.
Dave, why don't you tell us what hotel nobody should stay at?
Not sponsored by.
Definitely not sponsored by.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess that's this week's Live from Beyond. A little shorter than we wanted, but that's all right. If you've been watching this on YouTube, come check us out on Twitch TV/Live from Beyond. And if you're checking us out on Twitch, come check out our YouTube channel. We are live every Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, and next week we'll be back with part 2 or 1.5 of Trail of Cthulhu: Eternal Lies, Bangkok. All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.
I guess.
Have a good night.